There's 5 new teams, but only 3 of them can qualify for the Junkyard Joust. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Aaron Yonda. We're going to get qualifier number 7 underway with your competitors for today. 5 brand new teams who are going to be smashing it out for domination on the track. First up, it's a Beatles-themed team, the Lonely Hearts Club vans, with mostly vans and maybe a semi and a bus. We've got Sgt. Pepper, Rubber Soul, sponsored by Maypole Records, home of Courtney Collins Music. Magical Mystery Tour, sponsored by Julian equals Mannerfreundschaft, drinking beer and talking trains every first Tuesday of the month. A Hard Day's Night, sponsored by the Aqualord, visit Aqua House. And White Album. Next up is Mind Control, a Minecraft-themed team, with Skeleton, sponsored by Birmingham Cardboard Slingers. And Creeper, literally a car with explosive power. Enderman. Looks like he's got a chunk of earth in the trunk of his car. And of course, Zombie, sponsored by Sloth's Automotive Sachet and Buffet. And Spider, sponsored by Sid from Cybertron. Next up is Jet Streak. I'm seeing a lot of low front ends on these cars, some serious undercutting potential. Should spice up the match a bunch. Featuring Jet Threat 4, sponsored by Regal Radio. Formula E Gen 2, sponsored by AJ's Performance Tuning and Rotor Throwing. Buy 9 rebuilds and get the 10th free. Snow Patrol, sponsored by PriceX Private Parts. We've got the parts you need. FL Racer, sponsored by Jonathan's Leprechauns. And Jet Threat 3, sponsored by Mr. Strathholm. Next up, we've got the Bubble Bursters, a team of, obviously, cars with bubbles. First up is Bubble Gunner, sponsored by Wayland Enterprises International. Bubble-matic. Beatnik Bandit, sponsored by Judy Collins. Splitting Image 2, sponsored by Swedenborg Smorgasbord. And Speed Seeker, sponsored by Chome. The spice must flow. And our 5th team for today is Close Encounters. This is kind of a mysterious and unusual team. First up, we've got Department of Water and Power, sponsored by Tony's Video Palace. Every night is movie night. Radar Truck, sponsored by Woeful Fiber Art. Chemical Response Unit, sponsored by Ellis Wertenberger. Intergalactic Research Van, sponsored by Emo Dingo. And Telephone Maintenance, sponsored by Too Cheap For You, Joey Gold. The rules for Junkyard Joust are simple: survive. Each team takes turns sending a car down the track. The teams get to choose which car they send down, and that's where the strategy comes in. If you're sideways or upside down at the end of the round, you're out. Each team gets points for each car that they have left at the end of a round. The randomly determined running order is up, and the first team that's going to be going today is the Bubble Bursters, with Beatnik Bandit, who they've chosen to send down the track first. Bandit slots in behind Evil Weevil up towards the front of the track, and Spider's gonna go next for Mind Control. Spider has that low-ish back. It's not super low. There is a ramp, but I don't think any cars are actually going to get up on that. But it could prove an obstacle and protect him from any damage. Here comes the FL Racer for Jet Streak. The FL Racer cannot get under the back of Spider, and so that does definitely come into play. Totally protected him from the undercutting ability of FL Racer. The Lonely Hearts Club vans are going to send down their first van. It's Hard Day's Night. A heavy hit there from Hard Day's Night, 88-gram vehicle, and pushes everyone forward, takes Evil Weevil off the track, but doesn't manage to do any other damage beyond that. Close Encounters have decided to send down Chemical Response Unit. This is an interesting vehicle. It actually has a split in the middle that allows it to twist. And it hits the back of Hard Day's Night and slots in pretty nicely on the track. We're getting a long line of cars here. Something is probably going to break that at some point, but right now they are stacking up. Bubble-matic is up next for the Bubble Bursters. And look at that, there's bubbles all over the place as Bubble-matic goes down the track. Bubbles are everywhere. He sends Chemical Response Unit off the track, and Chemical Response Unit uses that twisting torque to recover nicely. Zombie's up next now for Mind Control. Zombie tries to pop Bubble-matic's bubble, but he can't do anything more than get him off the track where he's probably fairly safe right now. And now that line of cars is still solid. Up next for Jet Streak, it is the Formula E Gen 2. Formula E goes right underneath Zombie, but then also flips over with the force of his own impact, and that is going to be the first 2 big casualties of this round. Magical Mystery Tour is up now for the Lonely Hearts Club vans. Magical Mystery Tour just sends those two devastated cars even farther off the track, still upside down. And now the Magical Mystery Tour bus is what we like to call here at Junkyard Joust curbside. Curbside is a position where you are vulnerable on the track, partially up on the side. It's a position you do not want to be in. And here comes the radar truck for close encounters. Let's see what happens to that curbside bus. Radar truck smacks into the back of the tour bus. Luckily, the weight of the Magical Mystery Tour bus is keeping him on the track, safe for the moment, but now both of these vehicles are curbside, and here comes the Bubble Gunner for the bursters. He has that sloped, undercutting front. This could be bad. And it was bad. Radar truck is sideways off the track, but unfortunately for Bubble Gunner, he is also flipped upside down off the track, so a good hit, but then it ended with his own doom. Enderman's up for mind control. Enderman takes it to that curbside bus, and Magical Mystery Tour flips over upside down. You'd think that the rolly sort of top would have helped him recover from that, but he can't quite do it. And Bubble Gunner almost recovers. A couple chances for recovery there, but no one can manage it. Next up is Jet Threat 4 for Jet Streak. Jet Threat 4 undercuts his way under Enderman. Enderman is still hanging on, but he's not in a great place right there. That could be trouble. Next up for the vans is White Album. Oh, that's a big hit from White Album, and Enderman is effectively ended. Head over heel, all the way over all the other cars. He heads off into the corner and can't quite get right side up. His heavy trunk proving to be a liability. Department of Water and Power is up next for Close Encounters. This is a truck straight out of the movie Close Encounters of the Third Kind. And somehow the Department of Water and Power manages to get underneath the light back of White Album, and he's in a precarious position right now. Splitting Image 2 is up now for the Bubble Bursters. Splitting Image puts an end to the White Album. He is flipped over, and that thing is so white it is blowing out the exposure levels on the slow-mo cam. The camera can't even really handle how white that vehicle is. Here comes Skeleton for Mind Control. Skeleton's an undercutter, starts to go underneath the Splitting Image 2, and that is going to be bad for Splitting Image 2, I can tell you that much. Snow Patrol's up next for the Jet Streak. Snow Patrol gives a big hit to Skeleton and Splitting Image, but actually doesn't end up damaging them at all. They get tossed around a bunch, but they have recovered, and that ended up not being as damaging as it could have been. Rubber Soul is up next for the vans. Rubber Soul plonks into the back of Snow Patrol, and he slots in solidly on the track. Now, that's a very important thing for these cars to do when they get on the track. If they get slotted in square, they have a better chance of surviving when they take a hit from something as big as Telephone Maintenance, who's coming down now for Close Encounters. Big vehicle and a big hit. Pushes a lot of cars off the track, but Rubber Soul was not one of them. Being slotted in there was very handy for him, and it does look like Water and Power got eliminated from that, and there was a lot of other action, but no other damage beyond that. Just a lot of movement on the track. Here comes Speed Seeker for the Bubble Bursters. Wow, that car does not have to seek very far to find speed. Look at the speed on that thing. Goes all the way under Telephone Maintenance. And look at this. Now you know why Telephone Maintenance has that arm extended out to the left with the bucket, because now he's protected from flipping over in that direction. And also, he's more heavy, so more likely to go in that direction. It's quite ingenious. Creeper is up next for Mind Control. Creeper hits the back of Telephone Maintenance and pops him off the track, and again, having that arm extended just works out perfectly, as now that big truck is off to the side and pretty safe. Speed Seeker right now starting to make his way under Rubber Soul. Could be bad for him. Jet Threat 3 is up for Jet Streak. And the undercutting ability on display right there as the Creeper is tossed up into the air. Jet Threat 3 goes right underneath him and makes him about sideways, I'd say, but he could recover from that. Sergeant Pepper is up now for the vans. Sergeant Pepper, a pretty soft hit, but he actually ends up protecting Rubber Soul. That could have been a good idea to have a nice, slow, gentle hit right there and not knock his own teammate off the track. Intergalactic Research is up now for Close Encounters. Intergalactic plows into the back of all the cars on the track, and Rubber Soul is tossed off to the side. Creeper is now fully back upright again. Intergalactic ends up being curbside, but it doesn't matter because he was the last car of the round, so he's actually going to survive this round. He got a little lucky there, being the final car to come down. Let's take a look at our results. 9 cars were eliminated total. That's fairly low for a standard qualifying round. And the big story here is the Lonely Hearts Club vans lost 3 of those 9. You might even say that they lost cars number 7, number 8, and number 9. Number 9. 1 point for each car remaining is going to put Bubble Bursters and Jet Streak at the top of our scoreboards early on. But with 16 cars left in this competition, we've got a ways to go. The running order is up for round 2. We're going to start out with Jet Streak. Jet Threat 4 is going to take his place on the track. As we get closer and closer to the regular Junkyard Joust event and competition, it's interesting to take note of some of these teams that are trying to pull off sort of a Silver Slivers feel to their teams, like Jet Threat, and they're doing a pretty good job of it. These teams have been doing well. But the question is, what happens when you get a bunch of these teams all competing against each other who are all somewhat similar? That should be very interesting. Here comes Intergalactic Research. Intergalactic Research plows through the first 2 cars up on the track, knocks them around a little bit, but does not turn them upside down. And now Creeper is going to take to the track for mind control. Creeper slams into the back of Intergalactic Research and just sends him flying into the crates. Just totally sends that van up in the air, and that's a fairly heavy vehicle, but then Creeper flips upside down on his back. That could be it for him too. He's going to take another punishing hit here from Hard Day's Night. Hard Day's Night actually turns Creeper back over, knocks Jet Threat over into the tires, and now he's the only one on the track. And I'm guessing he's not going to be going anywhere anytime soon with that sort of weight. Snow Patrol is up for Jet Streak. Snow Patrol boinks into the back of that van and actually causes Creeper to flip over. His right rear tire just kind of bounced off the edge of the track and he flipped over. And it looked like he was going to recover, but that did not happen. Speed Seeker hits the back of Snow Patrol and just gets off the track. Honestly, it's a pretty good strategical move to just get off the track if you can manage it, because then you're pretty safe and you're pretty likely to make it to the next round. Chemical Response Unit is up next for encounters. Chemical Response puts the kibosh on any hopes of Snow Patrol surviving this round. He is completely upside down, up in the front, just pushes him up in the air, and now he's looking a little curbside right there. It could be trouble for him. Here comes Spider with his protective back. And Spider slots in nicely, actually pushes Chemical Response Unit off safely to the track, and now he's up against Hard Day's Night. Looks like a pretty solid position to be in. Sergeant Pepper's up next for the vans. Sergeant Peppers hits the back of Spider and gets that left rear tire up curbside. That's gonna be a perilous position to be in when the Jet Streak send down Jet Threat 3. This is a mean-looking car. And yep, that is the end for Sergeant Pepper's almost surely. Jet Threat 3 just lofts him up into the air, upside down, underneath. Can't get under the back of Spider, so Spider once again protected by the back of his truck. Bubble-matic's up now. And here come the bubbles, and there goes Jet Threat 3 upside down. You can hardly even tell, but he actually is flipping around and is upside down on the back of Spider. Oh, and there's a bunch of bubbles, of course, because, you know, it's Bubble-matic. Oh boy, here comes Telephone Maintenance. This is going to be a big hit. I have no idea what's going to happen this time. Ooh, a huge hit from Telephone Maintenance, and it sends Bubble-matic skyrocketing almost completely out of the stratosphere. He's sideways now over by the fence. He knocks some fence over, and amazingly, Jet Threat made a complete recovery over there on the side. Skeleton's up now. Skeleton, oh wow, look at that. Can't quite get under, but then sneaks under after the impact. This could be trouble for Telephone Maintenance. FL Racer, not a whole lot of weight there and can't get under Skeleton. Sort of bounces harmlessly off the back of Skeleton and can't push him any farther into Telephone Maintenance. You're gonna need a pretty solid hit to get Skeleton underneath Telephone Maintenance, I think. It's our final car of the round, Beatnik Bandit. Beatnik Bandit does not have the power to make that happen, so everybody behind Telephone Maintenance is going to be safe. It looks like we lost about 5 cars this time, and one of them was from the Lonely Hearts Club Vans team, which means they continue their slide. 1 remaining van left. All the Lonely Hearts Club vans, where do they all come from, right? Bubble Bursters and Jet Streak remain atop the scoreboards for now. Don't forget, the score is only a way to break any sort of stalemate or tie at the end of the match. The way that you win this is by surviving. And Jet Streak and Bubble Bursters are doing the best job of that right now as FL Racer takes to the track for the Jet Streak. In this, the beginning of round 3. How many rounds do we go? Well, we go until 3 teams have vehicles remaining. Beatnik pushes FL Racer up to the front of the track. They're both locked in pretty nicely right there. That's generally a pretty safe position to be in, all things considered. Spider's going to be coming down the track next. Big hit from Spider, and oh boy, there goes the back of his truck, flipping up and forward with the impact, and this protective barrier that he's had for this whole match is now gone because he took that hit so hard. Oh boy, and now telephone maintenance is next. This could be big trouble for Spider. Telephone maintenance just destroys Spider, annihilates him, pushes him once, then twice off the track. He spins around on his head and ends up all the way down at the end by the crates. That was a gigantic hit, and Spider is done. Hard Day's Night is up next for the vans. Hard Day's Night, a heavy hit, and Beatnik goes flouncing up to the front of the track, but so far nobody in danger at the moment. That was a close one. Jet Streak are going to send down Jet Threat 3 to try to get under the back of Hard Day's Night. Nobody's done it yet, and they continue to not be able to get under the back, the very low back of Hard Day's Night. Jet Threat is now curbside. This could be a bad situation. We'll see what happens. He's managed to recover surprisingly well from danger so far. Speed Seeker crams into the back of him, and both of them just get off the track. They'll be nice and safe over there on the left and right sides. That was a good hit from Speed Seeker. Didn't really do any damage, but now he's safe. Skeleton is up next. Skeleton smacks the back of Hard Day's Night. Doesn't get a whole lot of action, just a little pushing. Actually, it looks like maybe Beatnik is on his side up there in the front, next to Evil Weevil. Chemical Response Unit is going down next for close encounters. Chemical Response Unit collides with the back of Skeleton, and I think there was some more action up in the front, but oh yeah, I can see now that Beatnik is upside down, so that could be a potential loss for the Bubble Bursters. Oh, a big hit there from Jet Threat 4. Just a nasty flip of Chemical Response Unit, and I think his ability to twist in the middle may have been a liability there, actually, and Chemical Response Unit could be out of this match. Splitting Image 2 is up next. Splitting Image gets a good hit, but can't get Skeleton to flip over, and that is the final car of round 3. Let's take a look at our aftermath. Looks like Bubble Bursters lost 1, Close Encounters lost 1, and Mind Control lost 1. That is going to give Jet Streak a pretty solid lead right here. Jet Streak has got 19, the Bursters have 16, Close Encounters and Mind Control both have 10. We've got 3 teams who only have 1 car remaining. Things are really going to heat up here in round 4 as we've got 3 teams who, if they lose a car, they're going to be out of this match. So they got to be real careful here. Jet Threat 3 taking the place first for Jet Streak. Bubble Bursters are going to send down Splitting Image first this time. Splitting Image smacks into the back of Jet Threat, pushes him up but can't get him off the track. And now we're in dangerous territory. Skeleton, the last member of this team to survive this long, makes a solid hit there and backs down the track quite a ways. All 3 cars now sort of unlocked from the front of the track, so they're kind of loose. This could cause some interesting collisions. Hard Day's Night is up next. Let's see if he can catch anyone sleeping like a log down the track. Hard Day's Night kind of annihilates Skeleton, pushes him up and forward, upside down. Now that would be it for Mind Control if he indeed stays like that. And the Bubble Burster's got to be a little bit worried about Splitting Image there too. He's totally off the track. He could be very vulnerable, especially now that Telephone Maintenance is coming down with the big hit. Telephone Maintenance slams into every car on the track right now and knocks 2 of them off, knocks Skeleton. Somehow Skeleton recovers and is basically right side up down there by the crates. That was not a very effective hit from Telephone Maintenance. No one in peril right now. FL Racer is next. FL Racer tries to get under telephone maintenance but can't do it, and now FL Racer is sitting pretty far off the edge right there. That does not look promising. Speed Seeker's gonna hit him pretty good. Speed Seeker obliterates FL Racer, but look at this! FL Racer spins around several times, hits the tires, and recovers. Wow, look at that thing spin. All that speed, and it just didn't even do anything to that car except make it look cool flying through the air. Jet Threat 4 is the final car for this round. Ooh, a great hit from Jet Threat. Pushes Speed Seeker all the way under telephone maintenance, but again, that basket protects him and stops him from flipping off the track, so no one was eliminated this round. I kind of can't believe after all the action that we just saw that nobody got eliminated. So the round 4 aftermath, same as round 3 aftermath. That was an incredible round. These remaining cars are all competitors. They refuse to leave the field of play. The score is going to go up for Jet Streak, a little bit higher than it was before. They are taking a decisive lead right now with 31 points, above Bubble Bursters at 24, and we've got ourselves a serious competition, folks, and I can't wait to see who makes the first move. At some point, somebody's gonna mess up, and something crazy is gonna happen, so I'm looking forward to that. Speed Seeker's going down the track right now. Speed Seeker flies into the back of Jet Threat, piles Evil Weevil on top of Jet Threat. Thanks again to Evil Weevil for being the official track buffer of Junkyard Joust. He takes a lot of abuse. Telephone maintenance is going down now for encounters. It's always a big one. And a massive impact! It forces Speed Seeker upside down, still on the track, but definitely in peril right here. And actually, Evil Weevil is kind of stuck on the edge of the track with his mandibles. Skeleton's gonna hit the track next for mind control. Right now, Speed Seeker is in deep doo-doo and continues to be in doo-doo, sideways, upside down at the front of the track, but at least there's a chance that he could flip back upright again. We shall see. Hard Day's Night is going to provide a nice solid hit right here. And there he goes. Oh my goodness, did you see that? Skeleton goes underneath telephone maintenance, provides enough of a boost that then Hard Day's Night somehow manages to go under telephone maintenance and flip him to his weak side where he has no bucket to protect him and stop him from flipping over. That is the end, the very dramatic end of telephone maintenance. I guess they should have installed another arm on the other side of the truck to prevent him from going off that side, but they didn't, and so now he is done. And that's going to be the end for Close Encounters. That was their final vehicle. Oh, and FL Racer slams into the back of Hard Day's Night, and look at this. Speed Seeker is back upright and goes right off the track, as he likes to do. That was an amazing recovery. That was just a smart move by Speed Seeker. Bubble Bursters have to be happy with what just happened there. And now they're going to send down their second remaining car, Splitting Image 2. Splitting Image 2 does a little pinball with FL Racer, pushes him back up towards the front of the track, and now here comes Jet Threat 3, the final car of round 5. Can he do anything? Yes, he can! Splitting Image 2 is just knocked right off the back of SL Racer, upside down on his own teammate. He almost makes that recovery, but he can't quite do it and just stays there on his side. Eliminated. That's going to be a big loss for the Bubble Bursters, but they are not out of this match yet. We are going into round 6. We have 4 teams left. Right now, Jet Streak is looking like a real favorite with 3 cars still competing. All 3 other teams only have 1 car left. Jet Streak is taking a dominant lead in this match, 46 points to the Bubble Bursters 29. Mind Control 19. Close Encounters out of the match. That's a big thing right there. The Vans are languishing back in 4th place. They've got some ground to make up if they want to stay in this match and qualify. Here we go. It's round 6. A lot of surprises so far in this match, and one of the biggest surprises, I did not expect it to go 6 rounds. Here comes Speed Seeker, who barely survived the last round. Let's see if Speed Seeker can manage this round better than last one. Collides with the back of Jet Threat there and locks it in up at the front of the track. Here comes Hard Day's Night. His team is hoping that the thing he's gonna do will make them feel all right. And he smashes into the front 2 cars, but he's not able to get anything to happen other than Evil Weevil getting popped off the track inconsequentially. Speed Seeker's a little bit up on the back of Jet Threat. Let's see if Skeleton can capitalize on that. Skeleton slams the back of Hard Day's Night, and Speed Seeker gets booted. Right off the track, he cannot escape. That little nudge at the end from Hard Day's Night pushes him upside down. It doesn't look good right now for the Bubble Bursters. They were second place in points. They might be out of this match right now, but that doesn't mean they don't make it through this qualifier. If Hard Day's Night or Skeleton gets eliminated, Bubble Bursters will still qualify with the amount of points they've got, and it doesn't look good right now for Hard Day's Night. Look at that. He's perched up on the back of Jet Threat. If he gets pushed up and off the track and goes sideways, it's going to be over for the Vans. Jet Threat bounces off of his own teammate, ejects himself from the track completely, and he doesn't even bother trying to push that van off the track. So this is going to be a major upset. With the elimination of Speed Seeker, Bubble Bursters are out, Close Encounters are out. The Jets, the Vans, and the Mines have hung on and will qualify in this competition. Jetstreak, look at all the points they've got there, 64. Bubble Bursters had 29 points, but they don't have any cars left, so they don't get anything. Congratulations to our 3 latest qualifiers. And here's a brand new graphic showing you the first, second, and third seed for the main event, including our returning champions. Each of the 3 Junkyard Joust competitions is going to have 3 first seed, 3 second, and 3 third, plus 1 returning champion competing for the Junkyard Joust World Championship. We've got 2 more qualifiers left with some really exciting teams coming up before we get to the main event. I hope you'll join me for those. I want to make this upcoming Junkyard Joust competition as amazing as I possibly can, so I hope you'll consider becoming a patron. You can sponsor a car every month. You can even sponsor a team if you want. It's all over at patreon.com/junkyardjoust. Thanks for watching, everybody. This has been Aaron Yonda, and I will see you next time. Good night.